Welcome to the Virtual Realms YouTube channel. I'm Ranger 1. When you think of the Russian-made T-62, usually you think of a very fast, aggressive tank with a very bouncy turret. And that's very true. It's very good on offense, but it can also hold its own on defense. If you can get it into a good enough position where you have at least a little bit of cover to help protect your hull, that bouncy turret really pays dividends when you're playing a defensive role. Now, usually on this map, when I first start out on this side, I tend to head for the town directly and push up into it when I'm running a tank of this nature. But this time around, I decided I wanted to try it a little bit differently. I wanted to familiarize myself with the western portion of the map up ahead to my left. It's a series of kind of overlapping roads over there with a lot of interesting ridges running along the line of assault with some interesting cover to take advantage of. And I thought, let's see how the T-62 does over there. It can certainly handle the terrain well, and some of those ridges might play to its strengths if I can find a good position to be in. I knew I was going to have some difficulty, though, because the terrain over there is a little bit rough in many spots, and well, gun depression is a bit of an issue with this tank. It doesn't have much to speak of. And if you hit a bump wrong, it can completely throw up your gun into an angle where you can't fire at all. So you have to be very, very careful where you stop. Kind of memorize where the bumps are in a particular area if you're trying to hold ground. And I had a feeling that that's the way this fight might end up. Look and see if I've got a shot. Now he's on the other side of the town. Alright. We'll go ahead and push forward. That PT-76 up ahead of me is not going to last long. He pushed ahead far too quickly, trying to get eyes on the enemy team. Well, I'm not going to make that same mistake. I'm going to push forward. You see how that bump right there threw my gun up in the air? I would have been completely helpless if somebody had come around that corner at that point in time. There's a Patton that's pushing up behind me as well, and I have some eyes out front, at least for a little while, an M113, but I've got some serious opposition up ahead. There's at least two 62s and an LAV-150, maybe more, and soon they'll be joined by a swing fire as well that's backing them up at a distance. Well, the M113 presses forward, but kind of overextends up there, and he's not doing me a whole lot of good. And I start taking incoming fire. Yeah, there's another LAV-150 over to the left, but my Patton is moving into position behind me and to my left. I'm going to back up, because if I got caught out in the open by those two T-62s, I would have nowhere to go and no cover to speak of. And they would have finished me off rather easily at that point. So I'm falling back beside the Patton. He's behind me and to my left. And hopefully between the two of us we can get some teamwork going. Well, he's laying in good fire and he's playing it very cagey, but oh, there we go. There's a good hit on that T-62. LAV-150 is laying in some harassing fire, and I think he's starting to get chewed up over there. There's a good hit on the lead T-62, but his partner is trying to move forward. They're actually doing a pretty good job of double teaming us. Hopefully I can work as well with the Patton in return, but the Patton seems to be taking some pretty heavy hits. I'm not sure what cover he's got over there, but apparently every time he pokes his head out to fire, these guys are working him over. So we'll see if we can return the favor. Now, I blow it there, and I end up hitting that clump of dirt that was sticking out from the ridge, and that's kind of costly. I needed to make every shot count. That LAV-150 is in a good spot too. Hopefully that Patton can take him out and get him off of our flank. Now my teammate in the Patton is going to start fighting in a very aggressive manner, and I'm going to back him up on that. He's going to extend forward over on the left, trying to take advantage of what cover he has. I get myself tracked. Fortunately, I have time to repair at least a bit and pull back a little further. I was stuck on a bump and had no shot. But while I'm keeping these two busy shooting at me to very little effect, the Patton is taking advantage and is moving forward into a more aggressive position. Personally, I don't think I would have extended quite that far to the side, but he does have some good flanking shots and definitely giving them something to worry about. However, they are focusing on me, and for the first time, I take some significant damage. This is about to get very, very serious, because my friend in the patent is about to overextend and get himself killed, which leaves me facing everyone over here by myself. But you know what? That's alright. The T-62 can handle it. Alright, you two. Let's dance. Well, I'm battered and I'm bruised, but I end up holding this corner. Reinforcements show up, of course, just a minute too late. Isn't that always the way it goes? Well, it looks like everyone else has been dealt with. We've got a few other lights running around on our side, and the enemy still has a swing fire, which is a, admittedly, very, very dangerous piece of equipment. I'm going to go ahead and move forward as fast as my damage track will allow. My chances of getting to that swing fire before everyone else does are, well, pretty slim. But I have faith, and even with the damaged track, the T-62 manages to get up a respectable head of steam. Will the Scorpion finish this guy off before I can crest this ridge? Almost, but not quite. That was satisfying. So, not a spectacular match, but I thought it was pretty good. And the T-62 definitely proved that it can hold its own even when playing defense. I'm pretty pleased with this tank. It's not exceptionally high tier, but it is dangerous. And if you underestimate it, then you're gonna pay the price. Now at this point in time, I don't have this tank fully upgraded, so it should be interesting to see how it does once it's fully vetted. That's all I've got for you for right now. Until I see you again, good hunting. Thanks for watching. I hope you were entertained. If you liked the video, please remember to subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you. And I'll see you next time.